in this video, as you've seen by the title and the thumbnail, I will talk about all the nations and talk about the player that they will miss the most, the biggest player to potentially miss the World Cup for your country, for all the countries that will participate in the competition. I will keep you up to date and I will tell you exactly who these nations will be missing. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. We're starting off with Argentina. Some serious news, some of you guys might have not seen it, but Lionel Messi picked up an injury and now his World Cup is in... Of course not. You got shocked there for a little minute, didn't you? Nah. Messi is going to boss the tournament for sure. He's going to do very well. But unfortunately, you guys will most likely miss another star player. Because AS Roma's Paulo Dybala could be set to miss the World Cup after a very nasty injury, and this does not look good. Because when asked about the injury, Jose Mourinho said, "I'd say bad, but honestly, speaking with Paulo, I think it's very bad." So this is definitely not a good sign for Argentina. And also a shame for Paulo Dybala. He moved to a new club and he's already injured, a long-term injury as it looks like right now. So you know what, pretty sad for Argentina. I don't know, they have a lot of forwards so they can probably cope with it, but let's not act like they will not miss Dybala. By the way, Angel Di Maria as well, he might also be in danger of missing the World Cup, and that one specifically I think will hurt them because Angel Di Maria is a great player, kind of underestimated a little bit, especially in his time at PSG. Moving on to Australia, and the Socceroos will most likely be without Kyle Rowles. I completely butchered that, let me try again. Kyle Rowles. Did I say it any different? I don't know. This guy broke his foot and normally that doesn't really heal within like a few days, so yeah, he's probably going to be out of the tournament. I just noticed that his name isn't Kyle but Kai. I don't know, forgive me for that. But anyways, this guy is definitely not going to play at the World Cup. Don't really have much to say about this guy, don't really know that much about him actually. He plays for Hearts in the Scottish Premiership, but yeah, I wish this guy a speedy recovery. Next up is Belgium and Alexis Saelemaekers. Is it just me or does that name just completely not sound Belgium whatsoever? Is set to miss the tournament as the AC Milan star was ruled out for the remainder of 2022. He picked up a serious knee injury and he is in danger of not playing at the World Cup because he will be out for 6 to 8 weeks. Yet another big star in Serie A that will be out of the World Cup, but this time not for Argentina but for Belgium. Next up is Brazil, the favorites to win the entire thing. Right now they're first on the FIFA World Ranking, so yeah, favorites like I said. And a high profile player that's probably not going to the World Cup is Arthur Mello. And as far as I could see, this one is pretty confirmed because he will not be fit in time for the FIFA World Cup. But let's be honest, will they really miss this guy? In my opinion, I don't think so. I already thought that it was a strange move, him going to Liverpool. Sure, he's a decent player, but I never really understood the hype. But still, his CV is already pretty good. Barcelona, Juventus, Liverpool. But yeah, he's suffering a long-term muscular injury. But I'm pretty sure that Brazil can cope without him, with the likes of Fabinho, Casemiro, Paqueta, Guimarães. I can probably name a few more, but let's cut it off right here because you guys know. I mean, they have insane squad depth, so Arthur Mello, yeah, it's a shame for him, but Brazil, yeah, they can do without him. Next up is Cameroon, and these guys deserve my applause because as it stands right now, they have a fully fit squad going into the World Cup. No player that might get selected actually is injured right now as far as I can see. Obviously, there's still a month left until the tournament starts, but as it stands right now, it looks pretty good for Cameroon. And for Canada, the same goes. These guys are currently without any injury concern. Alphonso Davies, probably their best player, together with the likes of Jonathan David, I guess, suffered a head injury against Victoria Pilsen in the Champions League, but last weekend against Freiburg, he played the entire game while his team won 5-0, so obviously no concerns there. He seems to be fit right now. And just like with Cameroon, no other high-profile player or player that might get selected currently is injured as far as I can see. Next up is Costa Rica. You guys probably expect a few injuries, but no. Just like with the previous two nations, the Central Americans go into the tournament as a fully fit squad. So what am I making this video for if all these squads are just fully fit? Kind of defeats the purpose, right? Can somebody get injured? Okay, that's outrageous. I should not say that. But let's move on and let's hope that we can report some actual news that can inform you guys. So let's move on to Croatia. And Croatia, they have an injury. This is completely wrong that I'm happy about that. Of course I'm not happy about it, but Marcelo Brozovic has faced a spell out with an injury, but good for him and good for Croatia because he is still expected to make the FIFA World Cup squad. But you never know with these things, maybe the progression stalls a little bit, but as it stands right now, he might be fit in time to make the World Cup squad, so that's definitely good for him in his country. Let's move on to Denmark. They're not completely free of injury worries, but as it stands right now, it's not going to interfere with their World Cup squad. Andreas Christensen faced 3 weeks out on the sidelines for Barcelona. We all know he made the move from Chelsea to Barcelona on a free this summer. Didn't really start his time off great there. Like I said, he had an injury and was out for 3 weeks. But also the club and his country are hopeful that he will be fit in time to travel to Qatar. Next up is Ecuador, and this one is pretty certain because Juan Rojas has been ruled out of the tournament. He has a knee injury and there's no way that he will be fit in time to make the FIFA World Cup squad. But that definitely will be a massive blow for that country. But the worries don't end there for Ecuador, because teammates Gonzalo Plata and Robert Arbeloda are also doubtful, so not that great for Ecuador. They might miss a few players here and there, and yeah, that could definitely hurt their World Cup squad. And now it's time for England, the country that you guys are most interested in, probably. And I wish I could give you guys some more good news, but unfortunately, yeah, you guys have a few situations that aren't that great going into the World Cup. Calvin Phillips of Manchester City and Emil Smith-Rowe from Arsenal will be unavailable for selection after their respective injuries. And probably the biggest letdown of all is that Reece James is expected to miss the tournament as well. So this might be a good thing for Trent Alexander-Arnold, because surely he will be the right back for the squad. And Kyle Walker also might miss the World Cup, so a lot of defenders that will not be available for selection. So yeah, that's not great for England. Next up is France, and these guys are going to miss some high-profile players. As you all know, Paul Pogba made the switch from Manchester United to Juventus this summer, expecting to have a little bit of a better spell than at Manchester United, but unfortunately for him, he immediately got a long-term injury. So he remains to be a major question mark for the World Cup squad, and there's no way that he will make the squad. I mean, he's still injured. If he's even able to get fit before the World Cup, I mean, he has no rhythm, he has been out for a long time. So that definitely will be a big blow to the squad. But another player that they will miss who is very important is N'Golo Kante. And this one will make a big impact, because we've seen how good this guy was in 2018. For Chelsea, I remember in the 2020-21 season when they won the Champions League, this guy was absolutely unbelievable. For Leicester, he was unbelievable as well. Definitely one of the best holding midfielders in the entire world. But this guy's been injured for such a long time, and now it will also impact his World Cup. I'm pretty sure that France will have a big problem with this, because you cannot replace Kante. Truly one of a kind, so yeah, that will be a big blow for them, arguably bigger than missing Paul Pogba. In Germany, oh, this is a sad story, because Marco Rose again got injured just before a big tournament. This guy does not have any luck with like European Cups and World Cup. He suffered an ankle injury at Borussia Dortmund, but actually he could still make the tournament. It is expected that he might be fit just in time. I really hope for him, because he's fairly old. The next World Cup he probably will not be around, especially with his injury record. But it's kind of sad. This guy is a great player. You really hope that he gets to experience a tournament like this at the latter stages of his career. So let's hope that he still might be able to make it. But the same goes for Florian Wirtz. For him, it's also a race against the clock to recover from his ACL injury. Moving on to Ghana, and Ghana, they are a happy country right now, because in terms of football, they have nothing to worry about. They have no injury concerns right now. Completely unrelated, but one player to look out for in the Ghana squad is Mohamed Kudus. Plays for Ajax. Of course, I have to do a little bit of promotion for my club, Ajax. This guy's absolutely great. You could have seen it against Liverpool, against Rangers, not so much against Napoli, but we're not going to talk about that anymore. But this guy's great. He even played as a striker, scored a few goals, but he's better in midfield. But definitely watch this guy at the World Cup. He is a big talent, so yeah, definitely look out for him. Next up is Iran, and Iran have a few concerns related to injuries. Their striker Sardar Azmoun is said to be in doubt after sustaining a calf injury, and Sardar Azmoun right now is their current active top scorer. If you want to see the video I made for all the active top scorers, click on the screen right now. But yeah, if he misses out on the tournament, it will be a big blow for Iran. Like I said, their active top scorer, this guy can score goals, so surely if he's not there during the World Cup, they will surely miss him. Next up, we're going to talk about Japan, and this one is a throwback in time. Do you guys still remember former Arsenal winger Ryo Miyaichi? This guy was also on loan at Feyenoord in 2012, if I remember correctly. He's still playing football, I have no idea where, but he's been rolled out of the tournament with an ACL injury. So yeah, that's definitely a big blow for Japan. They will definitely miss him at the tournament. And for Mexico also, it isn't plain sailing right now, because they will miss Jesus Corona. He will be out of the tournament because, as well as the Australian player, he broke his leg. So there's no way that he will make it to the Mexican squad. Such a shame, this guy is a very important player for them. Wolves striker Raul Jimenez also faces a race against the clock, and things don't really look very optimistic for him, because yeah, most likely he will probably watch his teammates from home. Next up is the Netherlands, and these last couple of years have not been easy on Gini Wijnaldum. At Liverpool, this guy was a fan favorite, an important part of the team as well. But then he moved to PSG, barely played. Then he moved to AS Roma because he wanted to play, and immediately when he arrived there, he suffered a big injury that will make him miss the World Cup, definitely definitely a big loss for the Netherlands and for Genie as well. I mean, things have not been great in this last 2 years. Matthijs de Ligt also remains in doubt with a groin injury. So those two definitely are important parts of the team and we're definitely going to miss them. For Poland, Lewandowski is fit, so that's definitely a main plus for them, the most important thing. But Brighton's Jakub Moder will miss the tournament with an ACL injury. A lot of ACL injuries in this list. And Portugal also really suffered a big blow recently, because Diogo Jota is the latest confirmed absentee from the tournament. And this is one that they're clearly going to miss, because with Ronaldo not in the greatest of form right now, this guy had a chance to become one of the most important parts of the Portuguese attack. But it's confirmed, it's all done and dusted, he will not go to the World Cup. Definitely a big blow for Portugal, but it doesn't end there, because Pedro Neto and Ricardo Pereira are also not available for selection. And Nuno Mendes and Pepe are also in doubt of actually making the squad. So a lot of headaches for Portugal, and I'm pretty sure that Ronaldo is not happy about this. The host nation Qatar will be without Abdul Al-Harak. He has a cruciate ligament injury that will rule him out of the tournament, and this one is painful for him. He will miss a World Cup in his own country, so that must be painful. It doesn't really come around often, especially in a country like Qatar. To sit the tournament out with an injury, I mean, that's painful. Saudi Arabia, the second lowest country on the FIFA World Rankings, have a fully fit team. Not even a single injury in their squad. So as it stands right now, looks pretty good for Saudi Arabia. Next up is Senegal, and the high-profile players like Sadio Mane are fit right now. Most important thing, but they're going to miss two players. Bouna Sarr is out with a knee injury, and Keita Balde is banned due to anti-doping violation. Seems a little bit dumb, this one, but yeah. This guy apparently took a substance that he shouldn't have taken, I suppose. So yeah, unfortunately he will not be selected for his country, but yeah, his own fault. So let's not talk about this too much. Serbia have no players that are completely ruled out of the tournament yet, but the likes of Ivan Ilicic and Darko Lazovic are both doubts for the World Cup due to muscular problems, so they might still be able to make it. But the good thing is that nobody is ruled out of the Serbia squad yet. South Korea have no fresh injury concerns heading into the tournament. Everything right now seems to be alright for them, so that's pretty good. And actually I'm pretty curious to see how Son and his teammates will do at the tournament. I have to be honest, I don't really watch a lot of South Korean football or their national team, but yeah, I'm curious how they will do. So a fit squad, that's definitely positive for them. Spain don't have any certain absentees yet, but a few players are in doubt of getting selected. Not due to their quality, but due to injuries, of course, if you haven't gotten the idea of this video yet. But anyways, Dani Olmo and Miko Oyarzabal remain doubts heading into the World Cup. Two good players, sure, but I'm pretty sure that the country can do without them. They have replacements, so yeah, Spain can definitely cover for them. For Switzerland, good news as well. They have a fresh squad, no injuries, so they should be pretty happy right now. Nothing to worry about. They do have a tough group, so they should probably worry about that. But no injuries, so they can be optimistic right now going into the tournament. Tunisia can be optimistic as well, because no absentees as of now, but it really stops there, because yeah, Tunisia, I made a joke about them in the last video, but I'm sorry guys, I don't really know that much about them. And with me, a lot of other people. Like I said, Wabi Kazri is the only player I can name, and that's basically where it ends. But I'm rooting for you guys. I hope you will do well. Don't expect it, but I hope for you guys, obviously. And now it's time to move on to the United States, one of the countries in the same group as England. Miles Robinson has an Achilles injury, so he's in doubt of making it to the tournament, but the rest of the squad right now is fully fit. So let's see if they can be a little bit of resistance for England in the group. Next up is Uruguay, and they are definitely going to miss a high-profile player. And this one was already pretty well known a few weeks ago, because Ronald Araujo is one of the latest Barcelona players to get struck by injury. He has a groin issue that is ruling him out of the tournament, and I'm pretty sure that both Cavani and Suarez are not happy with that, because he's one of their best defenders. They're clearly going to miss this guy, so that's definitely a big blow for them. But let's move on to the next nation. Wales, yet another country that's in the same group as England. They have a fully fit squad right now, so that's great for them. Gareth Bale had a few injury issues, but yeah, that's pretty normal for this guy. The same goes for Aaron Ramsey, also not a surprise. Both of them notoriously injury prone, so I shouldn't get worried immediately, but I mean, these two guys are built of glass, so let's hope that they can stay fit for Wales. And I realized that I just missed one country, Morocco, so let's talk about them right now. Romain Saiz from Besiktas is currently injured. He has a thigh muscle strain, so he's in doubt of missing the tournament as well. Also definitely a big name from Morocco, who played 63 times for the national squad. Guys, 32 has a lot of experience. Anyways guys, let me know if you enjoyed this video, if you found some new information. Always happy to keep you guys up to date. As always, be sure to like the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel, click my videos on the end screen right now, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.